Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the second episode of GAC Zone, or Grand Arena Zone. I'm joined here by Ken. We're going to be watching some selected matches from his 5v5 season. As opposed to just one single fight, he just picked out some that are more interesting. So thanks for doing that, Ken. What do we got here first?
We are starting out with a delightful fight that has like a 90% success rate on GG. My first time trying it, I was like, yes, this is the only option I had to try and win this back wall fight here in my third week. It is a pretty decent Lord Vader team with Maul and Thrawn, and using Dr. Aphra here with the Datacron and all of that. And I knew that Thrawn would go first, but Thrawn doesn't always fracture first. Frequently he does, not all the time.
Yeah.
And even if he did, what are the chances that he's going to, well, shoot. I'm not sure if we can say.
Yeah, I try to keep it PG. But
Indeed.
no, that's rough. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It was quite annoying. So in the end, I switched to JMK with a pretty typical like no revive cron. Sorry, not no revive. The reset cooldowns on basic. Obviously, in this one, because it's JMK, I don't get actually 100% turn meter.
Yeah.
Because it blocks it from cat, but I can protect my banners by doing invuln on Mace in this case.
Yeah, so I guess all you're getting out of that is the reset.
Yeah, it basically saves me some time. So here I go for the basic, and then next turn. Well, again, I didn't really think this through entirely because Thrawn could have fractured Cat, and I could have been sort of stuck for a while again.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm not sure, I think it was our previous... Oh no, it was one of the videos that we're not using here. But I did another JMK versus Lord Vader fight earlier in this season. And I won with like 58 banners or something terrible. So in this particular fight, I had taken a lot more care to try and maximize banners.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw my last Grand Arena, but I had the reversed thing happen. I got lucky with the fracture. So if it's a Lord Vader, he fractured. Yeah, like I thought for sure he was gonna pass off, and then I just die because I get 2 turns, and that was just a miracle.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm guessing it has to do with the characters that are there. Maybe if Darth Vader is there. I don't know. Darth Vader was he in your fight as well?
He was, yeah.
I don't think. Okay.
The difference was there was Royal Guard, Vader, Maul, and I forget.
No Canderous.
Thrawn. Yeah,
I don't think there was a Canderous, right?
Yeah, no Canderous. It was Vader instead of Canderous.
Yeah, Canderous actually made this fight quite a bit easier.
Yeah, if you're taking JMK, I think it does, because there's no turn meter gains, so it's just like he's just useless.
Yeah, and the annoying thing about Vader is not actually that he'll kill any of my guys, but it's the ability block that he does on half my team that are, 3 out of 5 that are Jedi, which is annoying. But in the end, this was a redeeming, because I'm a professional GAC player, we decided that last week.
Yeah.
I actually won this fight with, I think it was close to max banners.
Oh, nice.
But I was pretty pleased because, man, I brought in Mace just for this stage after the first ult.
Yeah.
To try and slow him down on the second one.
Oh yeah, no, that worked well.
Yeah, I was pretty happy. But I don't really like this fight. I prefer to use JMK in other places.
Where's your favorite place to use JMK?
These days against Aphra, actually.
Oh wow. Yeah, I had a I had a match against Aphra and got ripped apart, so I can understand that. I only faced her once.
Yeah, she's nasty. So here's a totally different match altogether, where I'm using JML against Lord Vader, which I also don't really like the fight, but it's not nearly as bad now that the set 4 is gone.
Oh, yeah. I still am tainted by the memory of set 4. I tend to look at things like, oh, this is impossible, but it's not as bad. But I don't know, I still find Lord Vader, or JML versus Lord Vader, iffy.
Yeah, me too, honestly, and JML is my least favorite GL. I really don't. I don't know, thematically I don't like him so much, and I don't know, I always seem like I hate putting him on defense because he's really easy to beat.
Yeah.
Well, at least currently, or the last 2 sets, I guess. He was great back in set 2, but these days
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous. That might have been my favorite set. I just loved the Lucron, just being able to go like 5 times in a row. That was the most fun. And I got so lucky, it was the first thing I rolled. The first level 9, it was that.
Oh wow.
So,
yeah, that was amazing. I remember there were sometimes I saw, especially in the first week of 5v5 with the Lucron, where he killed a Lord Vader team. Luke was on defense and Lord Vader attacked him. Like Lord Vader, Darth Vader, some other stuff. And man, it was a very strong con, that's for sure.
So do you think this only works JML versus Lord Vader if there's like no Maul and Canderous and all that?
Maul can still work it, but you have to put it in Jolie because he does have a chance of killing one of your guys. Like mostly JKL. Even with JKL there.
I like that you saved the ultimate there. That was smart.
Oh yeah, I had horrible memories of set 4. Yeah, exactly. I wanted to cleanse. In hindsight, I forgot that I had JKR.
Yeah, JKR is gonna be fine anyway. Yeah, but I would have thought the same thing. Just gotta save it. The Imperial Probe Droid is pretty annoying to dance around, but I guess JML is good for this because you can really just zone in on one person. You're not dependent on AoEs.
And I've got a couple of options. I have both the ability to lay the middle ability of JML and his Efflux and stun from JKL to potentially stop droid from taking a turn.
Yeah.
The fight was actually quite a lot easier than I was thinking it would be, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like that to me too, but I mean, I guess there's not really any offensive threats besides Vader, so if you're just like locking him down or increasing his cooldowns or ability block, then you don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah. I think the danger of Maul in this setup is not actually Maul's damage, just the fact that it'll get Lord Vader to ult quite a bit faster. So
yeah,
I don't know that I would have been able to actually have JK or JML in ult.
Oh, this looks interesting.
Obviously, I know it's Zori in the new Tusken. It's an unintended mechanic here. No. This is the same fight as the first fight where I failed with Aphra versus Lord Vader. The guy put, I think, 7.
Oh, are you just draining the cooldowns?
Yeah, exactly. And I wanted to. It worked out great. It was exactly what I wanted. I was looking to get all of the cooldowns, basically, both of C's. I wanted Traya's Isolate, and I wanted the Drain from Nihilus, and I got all of those.
That worked pretty well.
So then I went in with Bounty Hunters.
I have such a refusal to do that, and it probably hurts me a lot of times to just throw a battle. Yeah, just to drain cooldowns.
To be honest, this is the first time I've done it in. Oh man, I want months in months, but because I screwed up the Aphra, I didn't have a one-shot opportunity. I ended up full clearing the guy and lost by, I think, 9 points or something. So if I had not messed up the Aphra counter, I'd done J&K first versus Aphra, I would have won. But I had to 2-shot, otherwise. Actually, this was a 3-shot.
Yeah,
This
this is
one, I
a
think.
tough team on defense now. When you have all those Omicrons thrown in, Sith Eternal doesn't have a defense reputation. And I think that's mostly because of Supreme Leader Kylo on
Yeah.
like solo. Can he still solo this?
No.
No. Okay.
No. He'll get ability block because Traya puts isolate on him, and
Yeah.
then we'll get either. Was Talon in this team? No, this Talon was not here.
Yeah, there's no Talon.
But you'll still get Treya's whirly thingy, spinny middle thingies that'll give him ability block.
Yeah, the lightsaber throws. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. I don't know. I watched Skeltrix's last match, and he was talking about this being the best defensive team minus Scion plus Talon. But it's just like, I don't know. I love Traya on her own, and then I love Sith Eternal for soloing stuff. So I feel like I can't afford this.
Yeah, and honestly, I agree that this is not what I would ever place, because in my opinion, you pull almost exactly the same counter if you take C out of it altogether and put like a Savage or Traya lead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
I agree.
I don't really like seeing here. Yeah, this worked out great.
Yeah, you got that just in time.
I didn't think I would get out DN, to be honest. I didn't record my cleanup. I think I used Geos or Maul or something like that. But it was very
pretty
easy.
bargain.
Yeah, because he had just used the link. I think it was just. I'd have to check GG history, which is available now, but it was not a bad cleanup.
Mm-hmm.
So here is a very funny fight. I think this is the only time in, I want to say like 6 months that I've seen Bastilla JML.
Yeah, I haven't seen this in forever.
I was actually taking it somewhat seriously. Like I put the offense down thing on Jedi Knight Luke, and then it's like, okay, well, I'll go after JKR and see what happens. But in hindsight, I could have put it on auto probably.
Yeah. So do you like Embo over Boba on offense?
I just actually I prefer neither of them. Normally I'll go in 2 tanks.
Mm-hmm.
But I went in with Embo here because I knew Bastilla would be getting a lot of buffs. And Embo does, I guess, both on defense and offense, but on offense especially, Embo does let you get to ult quite a bit faster. Or Jabba, because he uses so many more specials.
Yeah.
So you get it quite a bit quicker.
I wish I took Jabba on offense earlier because mine just gets ripped to shreds by Aphra. So it's just a waste. So I only did it in that last round and won, but like before that it's a sitting duck. Same with Rey. I just had in my mind that Rey is a defensive GL, and I think when Ben came around, then I put her back on defense. But before that, I had her on offense all the time because she can work so nicely when you're picking your fights, and especially undermanning too. And mirrors. I think the best counter for Rey is Rey. So
that I agree for sure. Yeah. It's going to be interesting in this next set. I did keep Rey on defense the entire season, and I think I got holds at least 3 times, which for me is pretty good. Because I generally don't build my defense for holds. I build it to strip banners.
Mm-hmm.
And so holds are sort of like a bonus. But it's sort of expensive. Like in all of the times that I got holds, I either had Hermit Yoda in there. I had Sortie and Hermit Yoda, or Sortie and Barris, with Barris the weakest.
Yeah, I lost to that. Or it wasn't exactly the same as R2 instead of Hermit Yoda, but the Bears had 300,000 health. It was insane.
Yeah, she can get pretty chunky.
Yeah.
But there's actually the set 5, obviously you can't use with Starkiller anymore, but there's some interesting things now with set 7. that can make. Oh, this was interesting. I have never even seen this fight before.
Oh yeah, Bodhi.
And it, well, yeah, just because mine is relic. I think he's relic 6 for the territory battle. Rise of the Empire.
Okay.
And I put Kara with Sana. But Bodhi's actually pretty good in Mon Mothma. He generates a lot more TM than Kara does. He just doesn't do TM removal. Well, he does actually do TM removal too, but it's 10% instead of Kara's 25 or something like that.
Yeah. So do you have her with Santa, I'm guessing?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Do you use that on offense or defense?
I use it on offense at the beginning of the season, but then I put Hondo with her. I like Hondo with her rather than with Dash. And it's a pretty tough defensive team. Basically, either you have Hondo with either Dash or Sana. And Bad Batch can beat both of them, but the version with Sana is more difficult.
I only had the Hondo set up, like Datacron, Omicron, all that, for the last round, and I liked him with Bam when I was looking at the numbers. Like,
yeah, he's great with Bam.
Like, what is that? Is Dash better for a lead? Or like, I don't have. Maybe it's because I don't have Vandor Chewie. I don't have L3. Like, I have a pretty poor smuggler setup, so maybe that's why I don't have that option.
Yeah, obviously with Vandor makes a big difference, but the main thing is actually either you run him with Scion, Boba Scion.
Yeah.
Because he generates, the way the AI works, Boba Scion of Jango, whatever, Fat Boba generates
you get
a huge
the
amount of
revive
turn
here.
Yeah, I should have gone for IPD first, to be honest. But in the end, it makes no difference whatsoever. This fight was hilariously easy.
Yeah. Wow.
Which surprised me. This was a bit of a gamble to me. So I think I
had Mon Mothma. She can get some stuff done. She can also beat Radis, which I don't know if that's as much as a surprise, but it can't. At least for mine, they do not have high mod priority, and I don't have a very deep mod pool, so it could get pretty hairy, like when there's a million exposes on someone. We don't get cleansed. But yeah, that was a nice one there.
I was surprised, honestly, but the beginning was scary. I think it could have gone if I had fewer relic levels. But Hoth Rebel Scout there was 5. Bodhi was 6. The other ones were 7. Or I think Kyle Katarn is 8. And now we have a couple of Ray fights. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting too. Set 7 has some interesting stuff for Hondo. Not necessarily for Hondo, but because it benefits smugglers and droids.
Yeah.
And there's a Datacron for Kira and Sana. I think Hondo is actually going to end up with bounty hunters rather than stay in those 2 squads. Or it could be with Bam, potentially. I agree.
Yeah.
Hondo's pretty nice with Bam.
So I've never seen this Ray team before. This is novel
I
to
think
me.
It's the first time that I've faced it. I've done it with Kuill, IG11, and Bam, but never with L3, Kuill, and IG11.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't go for this special there to get back to a stagger so that you could get her into damage immunity.
The special from... I think I was trying to avoid hitting L3.
Oh, okay. Do you have the Omicron on the repulse?
Yeah, I have all of Starkillers on.
Okay.
Yeah, but this was annoying with the 2 tanks for sure. That's actually why I brought in Flo for his basic.
Yeah.
And then... Yeah, I wasn't sure how this fight would go. I think there's another Ray fight I put in here as well. I don't remember which one. Okay, so there's all tenacity downs. Yeah, okay, so she goes into damage immunity now.
Nice.
And then I think I actually end up hitting L3 to generate more turns. Oh yeah, okay, perfect.
Oh.
No, but that's awesome in this particular fight because Ray has stagger. And yeah, I think I kill a few of them here. It worked out really well. Yeah.
Wait, but what? Oh.
Because
I guess
EP's dead?
yeah, he can't bring back Ben.
Exactly. So in these fights, actually, it's great to lose EP when there's a lot of like weird taunts in the way. So then it's just easier to let Ben die.
Yeah. Interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that as a good thing. I would be like probably freaking out if that happened. But now that's good thinking.
Well, it's only good to lose Ben if Ray has gone below 50%. Like if she is still going back and forth, I think you need the assists from EP to do more damage just to like wear her down.
Mm-hmm.
Because this duo at the end is really annoying. If like Ben is bouncing back and forth and
yeah, I lost one because there was just Zalbar and Ben left, and Ben kept coming back, and I just barely timed out because of Zalbar.
Yeah.
And I took Starkiller to Relic 8 after that match.
Yeah, I actually had something similar where I ended up taking, I think my Starkiller is 8 or 9 because I timed out in a Ray Zalbar fight. I was like, God bless this guy. He's going to be interesting too in the crate raid because he's Old Republic.
Yeah, that's true.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets some use there.
Yeah, my Old Republic squad is like year 12. I hope I don't have to gear them up for that unless they're like needed for. I do want like a KOTOR 2 GL or something, so I'd gear them up for that, but I don't see that coming anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really curious how the relic requirements for the raid, or character requirements, I guess, not relic requirements, end up impacting GAC. Because just like me using, I imagine, like in Rise of the Empire, here's another interesting, first time I've ever fought Mace in a raid team.
Yeah.
In the end, I don't think he does much.
I mean, I think people up higher, they all get tricky with their rays. Just, I don't know. I don't have flexibility for a ton of this stuff, but there's just, I don't know. There's so much to go around to throw in there. Like, with Sortie, I don't have enough teams to, like, if I get rid of Sortie, I have to put a really crappy team on defense or lose something vital for offense. Yeah. And then I also don't have L3 in fighting shape. My Barris sucks. I'm always low on health primary mods, so like I can't give them to her. And she's only R5 anyway. But all these Ray teams, it's like, I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, to make something interesting with Ray, you do sort of need a wider roster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so, I think maybe next season. I don't know if the set 7 will be a game changer for. It probably will, actually, with that 100% crit avoid. That's going to be kind of crazy.
Yeah, honestly, set 7 looks incredibly annoying for Ray teams. The crit avoid being one of them. But man, if you put Shorty in a Ray team with some droids, that seems horrible.
With what, level 6?
That I'm not so sure of. I don't know. Maybe the potency tenacity. That's one option. Also, could be the. Well, I was actually just going over my spreadsheet and planning stuff out for this coming season. Bringing it up, mess up. Is everything still playing correctly?
Yeah, it's still playing.
I would try.
Well,
Oh
this
yeah,
match looks picture perfect to me. Like, this is going
this
exactly
one,
how you'd want.
yeah, it's going pretty well. There's one move in here. I think I would use the debuff expire one is actually pretty good as well on some of the Ray teams.
Hmm.
Uh, this is interesting because I think I was tabbed away when it happened. But there was one time when I used, oh yeah, this went really, really well.
That's very satisfying right
Um,
there. Nice.
yeah, that's the reason why I mod my Star Killer just for a lot of help
Hmm.
and nothing else.
Interesting.
And this is sort of a gimme fight, but it's just one I hadn't really seen before.
Hmm.
So I thought it'd be interesting to record because they have the below 50%, I think it's 50%, they gain damage immunity. So I
Okay.
thought there might have been something interesting happening. But in the end, as you'll see, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, nests should probably help with that pretty well.
yeah, in the end, she ended up being the MVP here. But in the previous fight, there was an interesting time where, if you do AoE shock or the stun or whatever with Palpatine, he removes the individual shock.
Yeah.
And so that's sometimes helpful with Barris there. So you can give her turns, because she gains TM when there's debuffs on the field there. You can give her
Yeah.
turns to get out of damage immunity.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, it's only because I timed out versus Barris team with Ray. Like, looking back over it again, I was like, well, that's something I could have easily avoided.
Yeah. I do really enjoy Starkiller vs. Ray. It feels very satisfying because you're taking a GL with a non-GL, and you have so much control. It's just like you taking turns all the time. And then it's like, when she gets a
Yeah.
turn, it's on your terms. So really fun fight when it works.
Yeah,
The
I
one
agree.
time I had the most trouble was when they had a lot of tenacity, because it stopped my like Ben turn meter removal. My old
Yeah, I
Ben.
really love your setup with him being the weakest. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was totally intentional. It's not because I have a shallow mod pool and he has low priority.
No, I after I saw you do that, I was like, oh, damn, I'd love to use that as well.
Yeah.
Um, but it doesn't really work because I also keep him modded for anti-SLK. And so
Oh
to
yeah.
keep him with those, I was like 15,000 health too high
Yeah.
um, to keep him set up for both. But it's a really cool setup. It's
Yeah.
very clever.
Yeah, I had to like run it in arena to see who was actually going first the first couple times because I'm like, I don't know. Is it him? Is it Mara Jade? It's definitely not Palpatine for me because I just have protection on him and he's like super slow. He's like 200 speed.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because he's
Just
getting
because
turn
of,
meter all the time from shock, and like
yeah,
sometimes,
that's
like
true.
at the end, I don't want him to go, like because I want to kill Ben.
That is a very good point, actually. Huh. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about making mine slow. Mine was sort of, I don't think mine is fast necessarily, but definitely around I would guess 250, 260 or something like that.
Yeah, well, it's pretty fast for him.
Yeah. Doesn't have a speed set, but just, I haven't touched his mods in a while. But
So
he's
this
also
is
protection
Maul
from,
versus Gas. Okay.
yeah. This is one of the reasons, all of the season I've been using this counter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the reasons also why I thought about putting Hondo with Bam, but I thought he was more valuable here. Here, I'm not sure if this is a smart play. I used his first hit on
To
Rex just
increase
to
his
stop Rex from
cooldowns.
forming.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's
exactly.
smart. Because
It
I mean, the
wasn't.
first hit's not doing much damage anyway. Yeah, I think that was the right play.
Yeah.
Um, I timed out with this because I had my Maul built for defense because everyone has protection. Like there's no
Mm,
extra offense. Just because I wanted it to be really annoying to get through.
yeah. Mine is pretty. I think it's offense health or something, but it's a pretty good mod set, and he's R9. So
Yeah. Mine's R8, so it's still pretty good. He's one of the few it took. I have like 20 R8s or something.
So he's definitely a good one, yeah.
I love that protection recovery with bow.
I
It's
know,
so nice.
that's awesome. Really, it's one of the best parts about this setup too. And I have my, I don't know if it's, yeah, I think we saw it at the beginning. I also have my bow set as the weakest, so I can get a daze at the beginning, hopefully.
Yeah, that's also pretty nice.
I think this gas was also set up with protection and really no tenacity on the Datacron and stuff. So it worked pretty well to get the days at the start.
Perfect
banners.
banners.
Only one more. Yeah, it worked out really well. Very
one
satisfying.
More quick one, looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, did this work?
Yeah, so this is the worst mistake somebody can do with Traya. They put in Sith Empire Trooper, and it's super easy. If Savage is in there, or I've seen people with Savage and Sith Empire Trooper, which is also terrible, because you can just hit Sith Empire Trooper and nobody gets any TM. It's less likely to work. If you hit Savage, he's gaining TM and giving TM to everybody else, and offense and everything. But here I can just stack to my leisure against Sith Empire Trooper.
Yeah.
And then
I see what you mean.
As long as I don't hit Scion, because Darth Nihilus gains TM when Traya and Scion are getting hit. So as long as I do the correct order, there's no TM going around.
Well, good to know. I'm glad I haven't been setting the Trooper. Wow.
Yeah.
And
it's not. Okay.
I thought I would think they'd be lower on health and protection by now. From all the assisting.
They keep generating so much protection from the buffs they get.
Yeah.
And
wow. So don't set Sith Empire Trooper with Traya.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And that's the end.
All right, nice. Those are some good fights. Thanks for saving them and sharing them.
Yeah, nice to chat about it with you. I have to go and reconsider my setup for next season, though. It's going to be interesting with the new Datacrons in there, how things are going to change.
Yeah, I don't love Set 7. I think it's like weaker. Just in general, like I don't like the stats as much as 5, 4, 6. And I don't know, a lot of the teams that make good use of it I don't really have. Like Smugglers, I'm pretty weak on. I don't have Zora yet, and I don't know if I'll get her. I'll be able to even get her by the time it expires or with like much time left. So I don't know. I'm personally not as excited about it, but yeah, I could see that there could be something interesting there.
I think it is the best level 6s we've had in any of the sets so far.
Seriously?
By far. The level 6s in this set are crazy. And there's a lot of droids in the game currently. Not as many smugglers. But all the level 6s, like the faction-specific ones, Resistance, Smuggler, Droid, whatever, seem very much intended for like one specific team. But they can be used across a variety of teams, the non-faction specific ones, the other 6, I think there's 6 each or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the best level 6 we've had ever. And I think all of them have the potential to elevate at least one team to like one tier higher in what they counter. The level 3s suck, and there's only a couple good level 9s.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
But I think the level 6s are amazing. But we'll see. I mean, just it's definitely like you said too. I very much think it's like a roster specific thing. Like you need to have the units to support them.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Let us know what you want to see on GAC Zone, and then we can let Kin know to try to make those fights and tailor all of his grand arenas to what you guys want. But
I'm
thanks
professional.
for.
I don't know if I can. I can't do all. Sorry to interrupt your outro.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. See you for the next one.